get up on my way is what you better do. My tactics is unsportsmanlike conduct, you better ask it. Don't get no better than it. You catch my drift, you get stripped by ball handlers, ruled by swag hammer. Danger, you dealing with official hoop bangers with hang time like a coat hanger. Jump with thunderous 360-degree tight dunks. What up, Dr. Monster Funk? Lightning strikes, the court lights get dim. Supreme competition is about to begin above the rim. Finessing it moves is animated. Once I get the ball in, I can't be deflated. A rugged part, my monsters is getting money. With clicks get the bugging, I'm snatching up their bunnies. Every step I take shakes the ground. I make you break your ankle, son, shake you down. This is my planet, I'm about business. The best that ever done it. Can I get a witness? A cumulus cloud bring darkness up above. You in it for the money or in it for the love, MJ? 23 ways to make a pay. Lounging in the mothership back around my way. I'm 28 light years old. If the refs get political, dribble like Bob Dole. Am I getting lyrical? Daddy, I think so. Monster, dropping flavor fluid, so drink slow.
Excited?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Episode 1.
Let's get it popping.
You want to hear something weird? Thanks, buddy. So this is the third time that all three of us are going to be in the same room this entire year. When was the last time that happened?
I don't know, man. I want to say it wasn't the Hair of the Dogtown, was it?
No, like in a year. So we got together in January.
Right.
We got together a few weeks ago. We're going to get together today. God willing, Colin ever shows up.
Yeah, we'll see.
When was the last time that in 6 months the three of us had only been in the same room that often?
I can't even say.
4th or 5th grade.
To be
if you count
honest.
sports.
Yeah, I was going to say, right. I mean, you're taking it way back.
Been like 15 years probably.
Yeah,
Isn't
for
that
sure.
wild?
Yeah. Well, it's even more wild, within the past couple months, because we were ready to get everything going and then just delay, but that's all right. Now we're back on track.
Yeah. So, glad that we're doing this. Colin's on the way. We'll tag him in. I think I was chatting with some people the other day. I think that we need to get some of our origins recorded, straightened out.
Right.
Why we bothered to do this, why we do so much free work, why it's important to us. So when I was getting into real estate, one of the first moves I made was to get you and Colin together and see how I can send you business.
Yeah, true.
What do we need to do? You know what I mean? How
a
can we
referral
trade
game.
business? Yeah, exactly. How do we keep it in the family, right? At that time, it was probably May, June. Colin and I were working on the Coldwell Banker Golf Tournament, killing it. Got major brands, Wet Nose Project, all them, helping out with them. You were doing sand volleyball, poker tournaments, things like that. We were kind of doing all this anyway, so it just made sense that rather than doing all the work and letting somebody else take the credit, let's just go ahead and do it ourselves. You know?
And do it more efficiently anyways. Get straight to the point. So if you want me to get into my little side of things, so basically what you said is, you guys were getting your feet wet anyways, and then probably about I think exactly a month, a little bit more than a month before my first baby girl was born. Well, set to be born. She was set to be born May 15th. My mom got diagnosed with lung cancer, stage 4. So we were already getting into things, on that side. And then what was crazy is, so mom got diagnosed on April 7th, I believe. Millie came right about a week later on April 15th. And then by May 15th, crazily enough, what was supposed to be Millie's due date, Hannah had already helped me and basically for the most part put together an entire fundraiser for my mom.
Right.
And then we were like, wow, well, with all the chaos going on in our lives, if we were able to wing all this together and we have such an amazing core group of people that we can reach out to and, kind of promote these events, and everybody was so receptive of it, it was kind of just a natural thing, to just take it from there.
And it was the hustle of it, too, because everybody's going to do a GoFundMe. Everybody wants to help you. You know what I mean? But it was to take it a step further and go ahead and contact these bars and do the sand volleyball or do the poker or whatever it takes,
Right.
and actually go out and show some value for the people who are donating. Because people will donate,
Uh-huh.
but you can only shake people down for the same buck so many times before you got to show them a good time. You
Well,
know?
that's exactly right. And our emphasis is that, you know, I mean, we're a party city at the end of the day, and we've embraced that fully, you know, so you might as well just accentuate that, and we're all going to get together, we're all going to go out, we're all going to do our thing. So if we can, you know, round everybody up every once in a while and make it for a good cause, then you know, that's just that much more incentive to go out, you know what I'm saying? So
It's that good cause mentality that
right,
we've talked about.
but that is absolutely a huge aspect of it, that's where Sons of St. Louis blends the fundraising with the promotional aspect, that there are these charities out there that mean so much to the community and that mean so much to the people in the communities, that we understood a good way to give back, you know, for exactly like my mom's situation. It was so easy to get so many people together to have a good time and in the process do a good thing for somebody, that my mom wouldn't want anything more than for us to have those, you know, every so often, and to be able to give back to other parts of the community that we've received so much from. So it's just like you said, you know, it just kind of felt like an organic thing. And then the best thing that we could do on top of that was really make sure to promote these other organizations that we're going to partner with in the future and have in the past, and make sure that everybody knows what's going on.
What do you want?
Sit right there, bro.
Colin
just coming
Ebbs
in.
of Steel McNeil walking in.
Your face, buddy.
It's good. It's all right.
Don't
man.
know if you guys have seen this guy lately. He's doing a lot of core work.
You know, we just had him doing kettlebells in the dojo today.
You're live, bro.
He's good.
And shout out anything for a friend too, because you
Oh yeah,
have
absolutely. So Anything for a Friend was there damn near immediately after. I mean, literally by the time we got my mom home from the hospital, there was a check waiting for us, which we had no idea of. I honestly thought I had the bag for about a week and thought that it was a T-shirt and a flyer, and then we opened up the bag and there was a very good-sized check in there, all things considered. You know, I mean,
Very
all
generous.
things considering, being it's, you know, it's just going to continue to be an uphill battle, but they were one of the main organizations that definitely inspired me to, you know, to get the ball rolling on something of our own, so we could just make sure that, like I said earlier, you know, we could take advantage and really capitalize on all the good people we got in the community.
Can you
Yeah,
find
man.
them on Facebook? How do you get a hold of anything for a friend?
You know what?
pull
For
it up
now, we'll have to say on Facebook. I'm not really too sure. You know, basically they have 2 solid events they do a year, which is something I can really appreciate as well. So they do a bowling tournament. What was that? We went to the one last
Yeah.
year.
Oh boy,
What was
yeah.
that? What was that? August?
We got
I wanna
out
say
charity that
I want
day,
to say
my
late
friend.
summer. Yeah.
2 charity events in one day is too
Yeah,
much
that was
for
the golf tournament.
Do I sound okay here? Am I
Shout
good?
You
out
sound
to
great, buddy.
Good.
You
Good.
got
I
a
just need to make
natural-
sure.
You got a radio face and voice, you know.
Oh,
so
do I?
you should be good to
I don't
go.
know about the voice.
But yeah, so that was when we did the double charity day, which we called learning on the fly. You know, the best way to figure out how to do is to do. So we
Is
went
that the
and
golf
hit,
tournament too?
yes, the Denny Fay Memorial Tournament, and then we hit the
Went home,
AFAF
shower.
bowling tournament.
That was a long day.
Yeah, it was.
Bowling
Yeah,
tournament.
it
We did
was.
learn a lot that day, though. You're right.
Yeah. You gotta immerse yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure, exactly.
That
and
set
every
us
so
up perfect
often-
for our what was it called? Hair of the Dogtown.
I
yeah,
think
that's
so.
what
was
we
it
were just
called?
discussing.
So
That was one of the last times I told him I thought that all 3 of us were together with
Yeah,
everything that's been
it's
going on.
only been a
It's
couple
been
times
very
this
hectic.
year.
I know.
How weird is that, man?
That's good though. That
Yeah.
means that we're busy.
Well,
It does, yeah.
I mentioned the birth of a baby last year, and then that's also Murphy McNeil
Yeah,
just
yeah.
made an appearance
Murph
into the world
Dirty.
as well. So
Shout out.
yeah, shout
And
out.
my baby mama, thanks for letting me be here.
Yeah, that's where double on that.
Colin
Yeah,
gets one
thanks,
night
Anna.
off,
Thanks,
yeah.
Anna and P,
This is
for
it.
surely.
Colin, do you want a beer, buddy?
I need all the brownie points. Yeah.
Let's loosen you up a little bit. I'll be right back.
Yeah, get the throat unclogged as well. So what's up, dude? Hop on in here. Let
I
him
like
know.
the studio.
Let him know your bio.
This is sick. This is awesome. How long you been here?
I've been here for 3 years. It's been going on for 6 years.
It's cool to
Okay.
shout him out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Are we still rolling right now too?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna incorporate everything in the mix. I told you. Oh yeah, what's up? There we go.
Overtime
I told you,
studio.
Colin's gonna come in here and keep it
Is
organic.
that what it's called? Overtime studio?
Yeah.
But the job on is my city, my music.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah. My City, My Music is
My
Shout
City,
where
My
we
Music.
definitely got to give a
Yeah.
shout out as well. Yeah, this is a very solid setup, to be
Well,
honest.
so
with you.
Colin, how many charity boards are you on? 2?
2. Yeah. I'm at the
me
APA,
about
which is like a young professionals, more of like an advisory board. So like you don't have to have any equity in. Like I don't have to, write them a check to be on the board. I have to be a member, but anybody could go be a member. And for any of you guys who don't know what the APA is, it's the Animal Protective Association. It's where I've adopted all my dogs. They do the best work. Their vets are top of the line, and you don't have to, break the bank to go to them. They got a lot of pit bulls there. Got a lot of other dogs
St.
there.
Louis, a lot of pit bulls everywhere.
Yeah, that need your love. So go check them out. TheAPA.org is where you can find them. Haven't been able to be too active with them as much as I would like to. Paige being pregnant, baby coming just a month ago. So I look forward to, as things pick up, doing some more things with them and getting them involved with the Sons of St. Louis too. So because they can bring puppies wherever, and as you guys know, when there's puppies around, everybody will come around.
Right. Yeah. It's never a bad
And the other
thing.
one is the Hero Network. I don't know if you guys have already shouted them out since I was late.
No, man.
No.
No.
St. Louis Hero Network, and Charlie Metzner is the founder of that one. They're growing rapidly. They're doing a lot of things around here in St. Louis, a lot of great things. So shout out, especially right now for our first responders. They're kind of taking care of them right now. They're all busy, and I just want to thank everybody. And everybody's got to love everybody. I think I posted that on Facebook today.
There you
Didn't
go.
I? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a worthy Facebook
People
post.
need a dose of positivity right
Yeah,
now.
man,
True.
for real. Hopefully this doesn't last too long, but yeah, those are the two. I'm looking forward to meeting more people who are doing some good around St. Louis. Some local charities. So I'm really happy that we're doing this and super amped that we're doing this. So this is awesome. I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah.
So,
no doubt.
cheers, boys. Thank you.
Yeah, good to
Cheers,
see
my
you
man.
guys finally.
Cheers,
See everybody's
cheers,
face.
cheers. Hit it. Yeah, so just to segue from that, to be honest, we always say just keep it positive, because what else can you do? But this should be, once everything starts to return a little bit back to normal, I think people will be more gung-ho than ever to get out and about and to be socializing and seeing everybody that they haven't seen in a while. And again, that's basically at the core of why we started this whole thing, was to, especially as we're all growing up and people are going their separate ways, it's not as common anymore to get a big group together. I mean, look at how we just said how rare it is to get the three of us
Sure,
together.
yeah.
So with that being said, that's something to look forward to in the future as well. And we can definitely, everybody's going a little stir crazy right now, but we can definitely make the most out of it once we get
For
back
sure.
out there. So
For sure.
And I think people, not only do people want to get out of the house, they want to be more mindful and helpful.
yeah,
too.
right,
People,
exactly. Everybody's a
people
little bit more conscientious
Sure.
after all of this. Everybody felt vulnerable, which is, again, that goes straight back to how it all felt, in those first couple of days with my mom, and then just knowing the support we had around and just literally feeling the love is something that we need to accentuate now more than ever.
And honestly, what I love about this idea and doing this is because, and I think all of us in here, I think we all like to network.
Yeah.
So like I think we all like to be out and about and slapping some skin and having a good time and
Nux nowadays.
Nux our elbows.
Nux is safer.
And I think we're turning the corner here and trying to do that as much as possible, and we're trying to promote ourselves. Like you got three good business owners sitting right here, who every day are trying to learn more in their field. So yeah, I am doing a little bit of marketing right now, but this is why I like to network, so I can do it with people that I love and like-minded people. There's a lot of people out there who I would like to work with, but when you get a chance to work with two of your best boys, that's why I love what I do. And like today, Corey ran me through a workout today, and
Hashtag PRGS, baby.
18 minutes, and I mean I was grilled, dude.
He almost got the record.
I mean,
That's how you got to
I
motivate
mean,
this
seriously,
kid.
like
He almost got the
you
record.
can't
He's
beat
close.
that. And seriously, like Paige and I were talking after our first workout, and we're like, dude, this dude's just he's doing what he loves. You know what I mean? So anybody out there who's thinking about starting a routine, hit
Come
this
on
dude
with
up
it.
for real. I mean, you'll be thankful for it. Later.
Yeah, much appreciated.
So
It's
and
all
it's all
about
and it's all
daily
stuff everybody can
incremental
do.
betterment.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all
Well,
about.
and so it's when we all get together and talk about stuff like this, it makes sense to us, right? Like
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not surprised that you just went, for lack of a better term, balls to the wall in a
Yeah.
workout for 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Or that, you are running two businesses right now, or that I am helping with two businesses.
Well, like even think when you first got in, we we went and ran Francis Park that one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Last year, my brother caught us sitting on a bench in Francis Park. He's like, "What the
Gassed.
what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
He's like,
but
"Do you ever
feeling
work?"
clear,
And I'm like,
right?
"Dude, yeah, I work with these dudes. That's part of my job, you know." I'm like,
Right.
so that's I like to do things a little bit different, you know. So
But
I love getting in a room with you guys.
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
so positive when I'm with you guys that
Yeah.
when I try to explain what we do to other people, it makes it difficult for them to understand. And that's kind of part of why I wanted to start this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I was chatting, I've probably pitched this whole Suns idea 2 or 3 times to different charities. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but told them how to contact me, told them that they can look up our work. It's documented via Facebook, and I really don't hear back, or people are a little apprehensive. And I think we need to tackle the why. Why are we doing this? And realistically, I think the why is, first of all, we all believe it's the right thing to do, that we have spare time, we should use it to help out. But also, South City, these people are brutally loyal.
Yeah.
If you help out
Exactly.
the people in this neighborhood,
Exactly.
you have a friend for life, man.
Yeah.
We will all run better businesses.
Yeah.
Our families will have better opportunities. You know, I mean, even it trickles out too. Our parents will have better opportunities,
Exactly.
better reputations. That's what we're working on right now.
And everybody loves the South Side, seriously.
And
And
of course-
it comes with so much respect behind it, you know. So
Right.
it's good to network with all these people, you know what I mean, and bring up the city. So
Right. Of course, we're a little bit biased, most likely, but it really is something to understand, especially, you know, if you go outside this little bubble to feel that camaraderie of everyone knowing that we're straight up in the trenches together. And, like, that's what life is, you know, to
That's
help
right.
each other and to pick each other up, because that's the only reason we're all really here.
and to do good
You know?
things, you know, like
Exactly.
selfishly, I think we're all looking for, you know, a little. I think we all like to feel good about ourselves, you know what I mean? And
Sure.
when you can contribute to a local charity, and like when you're doing it the way that we do it, sitting down and figuring out like where are these funds going, you know what I mean? Like who does need our help? You know, like
Mhm,
that's
exactly.
the key. We don't want to just
Right.
work with any charity out there. You know, there's a lot of big ones and a lot of people who are getting very rich on those, you know, like, and that's not our idea. We're looking for the people who are
This
you
is
know
a
doing
key
good
concept to bring up right
for
now. This
for
is the
who
transparency
are
of
doing
it all.
good and not looking for anything in return. That's
Right.
what we're looking for.
Right.
So think of us like a booster. You know what I mean? Like that's what we love to
We
do.
want to especially promote local charities that maybe don't have as big of a platform on their own.
And give
So
give
we
our
can
friends
reach
an
out to our
opportunity to do it.
individual
Yeah,
networks
yeah,
and
absolutely.
expose that
Yep.
to them.
Bridge the gap.
Exactly.
The way
yes.
that, for anybody listening, the way I always described it is if you're running a dog shelter and you just picked up one dog, well, that dog might be pregnant, it turns into 12 dogs. You don't have time to go chasing money. You now have 13 dogs to take care of, to adopt out, to deworm, to neuter, whatever you want. That you're too focused on the task at hand
Right.
to do what most businesses who are chasing money to do, which is marketing, sales, etc. You
Yeah.
know, websites, people have struggled with that. People struggle with throwing an annual event. People, there are so many charities here in St. Louis that we haven't even scraped the surface. We don't even know they
Oh,
exist.
yeah.
Not even
yeah.
close.
Because you rely on a corporate sponsor that maybe cuts you one check a year, and that's all your money for the year, and you got to hustle for the rest. But when you can't hustle because you're too focused on literally saving lives, sometimes that's where we come in.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that we can bridge that gap, get you that what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, I'll tell you how
FaceTime.
I'd put it. More like a fundraiser consultation. Like, we want to hook you up with we want to start a network of businesses that want to be involved, that want to help with this. Like, for example, the neighborhood of Dogtown has been fantastic to us to this
Yeah.
point. And those establishments over there all let us reach out to them and use their venues as, you know, a piece of the hair of the Dogtown, which, if anybody who's not familiar with, was our first promotional pub crawl, where we sponsored, basically STL Hero Network sponsored us and vice versa, you know, since we were just getting lift off and getting off the ground, and they were kind enough to let us, you know, kind of use them as a, for lack of a better term, a guinea pig, you know, just to really get our feet wet. And we were able to promote their brand and what they stand for and what they were doing, and we could, you know, tap into a whole nother market that maybe they didn't have access to on their own, which is honestly just a loyal and dedicated group of, you know, a few hundred of our closest friends that we've made over the past 2 decades.
Right.
So,
And I think
you
all
know,
of us
that's really what it is.
were shocked to see how successful it was.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what
literally
I mean?
a few hundred of our closest friends straight up showed up. So,
And all of our family came out and supported. I just thought that was awesome.
right.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just thought it
What
was.
did we start with at first? I think we were going very high on the 125 mark.
in tickets.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe
I think
even-
our original goal was, I think, 300.
300, really?
I think
that
that's.
high?
Dude, I don't think it was that high. I
I'm
think
pretty sure it was
I
like
think we were pretty
125 was gonna be like.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We
crazy,
sold. I
you
think
know?
we sold 160 or 180 tickets.
Okay.
Just over 100 people showed, so we did have a good amount of people who bought tickets and didn't show. It was
Yeah.
rainy. Maybe they just wanted to make a donation. Whatever.
Right.
But next year it'll be a little bit cleaner. We're gonna pray for better weather.
For sure.
it's our first one.
Yeah, first one.
And again, yeah, that's what I mean, it exceeded all my expectations. I'll say that for sure.
It was
And-
more of a flood than a crawl. It just
Yeah.
kind of everybody.
Right.
It was
poured
raining.
into
It
the
was terrible
streets.
weather. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people still wanted to come out.
And everybody was so excited that they were all together for a good cause, And that's like, especially we picked that date after Thanksgiving because everybody's going to be in town, and that's
Nobody
really
want-
the
nobody
epitome
wants
of what
to
we're going for here.
Cook at their
All the
house that
conditions are
weekend,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to stay inside after Thanksgiving. Everybody's seen their families. A whole bunch of people from out of town are still in for the weekend. They're going to go out anyways, so why not just concentrate everyone, make sure everybody gets to see some long lost faces and have a great time and raise some money for a great cause in the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Think about how many times you drop $1 in for something, or round your receipt up at Schnucks, like to go donate to a dog shelter or a
Yeah.
homeless shelter or something like that. It's like, come out and drink beer on a day you're gonna drink beer anyway.
Exactly.
But also,
And-
don't stop
and-
doing that. Like,
Yeah.
don't stop donating. That's not what
for
we're
sure,
saying.
for
It's
sure.
just-
But like, think about how much more that meant to people. You know what I mean? That they didn't have to like directly just transfer a bunch of money over. Like they could go meet with their friends, and like every dollar that they were spending, it was going towards benefiting
Literally.
Dogtown and benefiting
Exactly.
St. Louis Hero Network.
Local
you know what I mean?
venues, local neighborhoods, local charities, like
Yeah.
running the whole gamut.
And there was a
knocking
lot of
everything
work
out.
on the back. There was a lot of work on the back end, but then once we got to a certain point, it ran itself. You know what I mean? We all had our responsibilities, and it just ran itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to doing it again. Like I think this especially helped me grow as a professional too. So
Yeah, no doubt.
And we have a lot of prospects for future events. Hair of the Dogtown is not going to be the only one.
No,
We're going to
not
work up to
anywhere close.
4, and then realistically, we could probably do 12 a year, 12 annual, 1 a month.
I
if we
think
could
one
get
a
everybody
month.
together.
Yeah, we just have to get. Yeah, basically.
That's why the
this
partnership
would be
is
a
so
great.
good, though.
Yeah, shout out to, and I'll just go off the cusp real quick, that I have
so jacked right now.
somewhat of a you're welcome, that I have somewhat of a concept of where I would like to incorporate a YouTube channel with this as well, and basically
It's done.
if we could link up with so that aspect is done. So when we link up with, I hate the word if, when we link up with 12 established charities to start off, essentially we can just partner with one a month, maybe shoot a little promo, maybe they already have one made. We can basically just air that on our YouTube channel with our monthly or weekly podcast, however this pans out. And then, when we crank those views up, any ad revenue made off of it or anything like that will basically just go to the charity sponsored. And again, it's
Get it right
something
back
that you're
to 'em.
going to be on YouTube anyways. It's basically the same exact concept as our fundraising concept. You're going to do it anyways, so maybe just stop by for a second, hop on the channel, just let it run in the background. And then, hey, if we can generate any ad revenue,
Yeah,
we'll
hey,
shoot it over
that
to a
works,
local
man.
charity.
Put it
and
on
then,
mute, let it run all night.
I mean,
yeah.
hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just
The
let
next
it ride.
step. The next step is to get E.T. the hip hop preacher on here, Eric Thomas. You think we can get him on here?
Yeah, man, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
I'm gonna say we're gonna get
Sky's
him on
the
here for
limit.
sure.
Shout out to E.T. if
Yeah,
you
what's
see
up,
this.
BT? I dig that. Yeah, let's go for that as well. We're gonna go for maybe like one a quarter to start. One established professional in our field, one of our fields, and they can come on and speak to everyone and
I
kind of
love
give a
that.
little insight.
So
Let's
next
do that.
next
Maybe
month,
CT Fletcher as well.
You
or
sent me
next week.
that if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe video.
That's
In
7 years ago.
2011.
Yeah, whoa, 9 years ago.
I think
yeah,
11 or
it might
12.
have been. Yeah.
That shit changed my life. That was
Yeah, I still listen to that every day.
it's the only good semester I ever had in school. Let's put it that way. I listened to that before a test or
I think Corey was listening to it every morning.
oh yeah.
Yeah, even
Actually-
at Rolling Rock, which
Actually,
was
when we went to your place at
the
Mizzou,
pitfall of my
you
academic
had
career.
you had that sign on your mirror that said, "How bad do you want it?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Man, that's so fucking cool." I was
Yeah.
hungover, looking in the mirror, but I
Like,
was
oh
like, yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
What am I
yeah,
doing
no,
with
it'll get you
myself?
fired up, and that's basically
Sorry, Mom.
again go even deeper back. Yeah, this has all been in the works for quite a while now. It's just coming. to
Well, and it's
fruition,
funny to
which
bring
is
that
pretty
up is
killer.
sometimes I feel like I'm making up for lost time. Like if I would have been a better version of me 10 years ago, we'd already be doing
Yeah.
this, right?
I swear to you, I had that conversation not even a few days ago, but I dig it. But we had to be
Yeah,
those
you had
people
exactly.
to be these people.
Exactly.
You know?
And
So
I got that
surely-
twisted. I got that twisted for a while in my life, and you always tried to bring me back down to earth on that. Always.
Yeah,
You're like,
I
"Dude, you're too
definitely
busy.
advocate
It's
not
so
being
stupid."
perfect. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much. It's
I
okay.
didn't say you
It's
had to be
okay.
perfect. I'm just saying, you know,
Oh, I know. I'm
you
putting it
learn a
lightly.
lot in your early 20s, man, before you
Right.
just up and start
Yeah.
a pro bono charity marketing
Yeah.
company
Yeah.
with your friends.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Right,
10 years
right,
ago,
right.
we'd be having a different conversation. I'm
This
sure.
conversation
you know?
was
No
had
doubt.
probably though after a couple bottles
Yeah,
and a
a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
cocktails. Our hearts were in the right place. You know what I'm
Always
saying?
have been, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that you were ever bad people or me intentionally.
Yeah.
You know, but
No, I feel
hey,
ya.
mistakes have been made, and I think now that we're all pretty much locked in, we're all kind of clicking, we all have similar goals, it makes this a whole lot easier to do because we're all on the same page now.
Yeah,
At 28,
exactly.
you know, it took us long enough, but here we are.
And here's
Yeah.
a perfect cheap plug. That's exactly what PRGS progress is all about. Like, that's one way to kickstart if you're maybe feeling like you're in a rut. Like Colin just said, literally 18 minutes just going, to use your words, Mick, balls to the wall, which I'm all about. But yeah, you know,
I
like,
saw you watching that time
you
today
just,
too. Like,
you just
ooh,
kickstart it. You know
is he
what I'm
gonna
saying?
beat my
Dude,
time?
the whole concept of progress is to be better than you were yesterday. And that doesn't mean you got to go crazy. It just means reading a page of a book, going an extra quarter mile on your walk, maybe spending an extra half hour doing whatever you have to do,
When
doing
you're-
it to the fullest, you
When
know?
you're talking about this 18 minutes, what does that 18 minutes look like? It sounds like
That's some pretty
Is that
solid
something you
kettlebell work.
developed?
Yeah.
I wish
yeah.
you would have taken the video.
So
'cause
I
you
like
could probably
to-
see on my face every time I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
Every
So
single time.
Yeah. I
There were
like
so
to-
many times where I was like, if I quit though, I can hear his voice tomorrow saying like, "Oh, nah, because he couldn't finish it."
yeah, it's
And
giving
I
you
didn't
put
do
it,
it.
jabs,
to
dude.
put it in the best light, I think my mom has always told me that I'm like the best antagonizer she knows, you know. So, and I think Cuzzy might
For
second
sure.
that, Mick might third that, you know, depending on the setting that we're in. But I figured, again, like we were just discussing, might as well start utilizing that, you know, for a positive light. And so, what Cuzzy's talking about with 18 minutes is that I like to design kettlebell circuits every so often that challenge me, and then basically I will set my time, obviously, so that makes me go as hard as I can. And then once a week we'll do a little competition with all the clients, and they'll give it a go. Usually we do it to start the beginning of the week again. Maybe you hit a rut in the weekend, who knows, just to really get that blood pumping more than anything, metaphorically and literally. But, you know, it never hurts to put a little competition aspect to it, and I know Cuzzy's competitive as hell, so I let him know my time, and I let him know the best time.
And I'm coming.
And one of my clients
I'm
actually
coming.
did beat me. Shouts out Sean Lemon. Let's see if he listens.
Sean motherfucking Lemon.
So yeah,
I'm
he
coming
hit,
for your ass.
He hit, you know, one little asterisk. I did do a 10-pound heavier dumbbell, but you know, it's fine, no biggie.
Well, that was my next
so-
question. So if you're doing 18 minutes, how heavy of a
So it's a 25-pound kettlebell.
You didn't give me that option today, and I feel like you did it on purpose. I feel like so you.
I
can
always
say,
gotta have a little
So
asterisk.
he
you
can
know what I'm
say
saying?
10 pounds heavier.
But
yeah.
hey, in all sincerity, just, you know, as a good personal trainer, I want to make sure we leave a little room to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I figured we'd let him get this one under his belt, and now next week we'll see how it goes.
25
But
pounds is like a surprisingly heavy kettlebell.
Oh,
yeah,
man. The
absolutely.
difference
Yeah.
between
I-
a 15
to be
and a
honest with
25
you,
pound.
in the
I
bottom,
think
in
it's
the
about as
bottom of
heavy
it,
as
it's
you
all
need.
bottom heavy. You know, so you're
Yeah.
just dragging it all the
Yeah.
time.
And that's the thing I love the most about it. Exactly, like maximizes that resistance the whole time.
I could feel the
Exactly.
sweat from my hands coming off the dumbbell. Like,
Yeah, and I even freshly taped that for you too. You know
So
what I'm saying?
do you
Kettlebell.
do you want to
but,
mention
yeah.
where
Yeah,
Progress
kettlebell.
Fitness is located?
Yes, in the dojo, which would be in the 2-car, wonderful, luxurious garage attached to our house.
Sure.
We
Speaking of the
actually are
microphone.
looking for a brick and mortar shortly. As everyone knows, everything's a little bit chaotic right now. So to be honest with you, the most efficient and effective way is to run it out of the garage right now. We essentially just do individual sessions. You know what I'm saying? Everything's sanitized. I like to joke around. We breathe Lysol. So,
you
but
sprayed
the-
it in my mouth today.
yeah, a little
When I
little
was
shot with
cussing.
the back. But yeah, man. So that's what we're doing right now. You know, again, figure we might as well to make the best of you know, whatever's happening right now. And I had a few people reach out to me. I had actually just gotten certified about a week before, so I got certified officially on the 10th, and then on the 17th, as we know, with, you know, the other guys we were running. Shouts out to the Hibernians
Yeah,
as
no
well.
kidding. We
Yeah.
got to get with the
Um,
Hibernians.
Yeah.
Definitely need to get
I
a
can't wait to
Hibernian
see
on
them
here in
again.
the very near future. But as we all know, as kind of a huge demoralizer to us, Patty's Day was postponed and then ended up being canceled in the long
Taken
run,
from us.
unfortunately.
Fucking taken from us.
Yeah, so, and then, we tried to spin the best out of that. We'll get back to that on a later date. I don't know if we have enough time to hop into all that. But, so we're always just trying to spin things in a positive light because the punches of life are going to come at you. So, as I always say, the best counter punch is just keeping a smile on your face and making the best of it. So, that's what we were doing with the Progress Fitness for now, and I was going to go out, maybe hook up with a local spot, and then I figured out that I have an amazing core group of individuals around me who all want to better themselves, and they were willing to give me the opportunity to do so, to the point now where the schedule is essentially packed. So shouts out PRGS on the Instagram _PRGS_fitness24. That's basically how we do our business right now, and I just get DMs from people. I let them know a time. We do a couple free sessions just to get acclimated and get everything going, but it's been an amazing experience so far. And like I said, eventually, once everything calms down a little bit, we're hoping to get a brick and mortar, maybe link up with a couple other local fitness professionals, if you will, personal trainers and the like. And yeah, I think we got something really good going.
This is a perfect segue because I actually took notes today, and I wanted to talk about business in the last week. Any wins? Any W's? Insurance? New clients?
I think you can get to Cuzzy on that one. I was just a bit braggadocious there for a minute, so I'll let you guys inflate your own.
Well, you got two
Your own
jobs.
heads real quick.
Yeah,
and the
we only heard
insurance
about
is
one of
going.
them.
Yeah, the insurance is going as well. I'll hop back around. You guys get some time on the mic. I'll come in on it.
Yeah, so this week and a little bit of last week was like my first week back into the office.
Been getting in the swing of it.
Starting to make some calls and gaining some traction. Got a couple new leads and a couple people I'm really excited to work with over the next couple months. So I'm just really excited to be back because when you're away from it like that, when I'm away from the office like that, it's funny, you kind of miss it.
You get a little fidgety.
Yeah, you get a little fidgety, and like sometimes I spend a little bit of time complaining and dragging my head, and it's like when you get taken away from it for so long and you can't really talk to your people. It's you miss it, and it's funny. It's a catch-22. But gaining some traction. Anybody needs a home and auto quote, let me know. Giving out some Waterway coupons if anybody is interested. So all I got to do is quote it. I don't have to write it. So let me know. But yeah, what about you, Mick? I know you're working hard.
I worked right through the quarantine, which
10 days straight, you just told me.
I just finished up 10 days straight. Well, actually, I'm back-to-back days off painting the porch. But yeah, did about 100 hours in 10 days. Worked out fairly well.
That's why I love this group. That's fucking awesome.
I'd like to bring this back because
track.
this is a good thought that I had for the both of you to talk about. I sold a house 2 weeks ago now, I guess. Little bitty house over on Mackland. Really cool space. But when it was crunch time, they did not know who their insurance agent was.
Damn.
Their guy had retired and passed his business on to someone else, and they kind of knew this gal, but not really. And I was trying to put into words why it's so important to know your agent on a first-name basis, to have their personal cell phone, not their work phone, their personal cell phone that you can call anytime, day, night, even just to glean information. There's no stupid questions. Can you guys talk about that for a little bit?
It's important,
Well, I know it's important.
No,
Why is it
I
I'll
important?
say in the world of
it's important.
automation, it's now more important than ever because
you need to know, even if it's something that we can't answer, you need to know.
And
you know
need
what I mean?
direct access to a person that can get you direct access because typically all you have is an 800 number. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, no matter what the case may be, you still may have to call one of those numbers, but there's those certain scenarios
where
where
you need
we
a little
could
direction.
help a lot. With where to go, what to do, and what 800 number to call
Accidents
at the very
don't
least.
just happen during business hours either. They'll
Right.
happen.
But
And
also
then,
you need somebody
who
to
can get the ball rolling on the other end of things as well. Now, that's not to say that we're just a middleman that makes calls for you. But again, a lot of the times, especially in the insurance world, everything's personal. Claims, things like that. Sometimes you got to talk to somebody directly. But for example, what we do a lot of the time is if you give me a call and I need you to speak with someone, I can three-way a call, speak with who needs to be spoken to, make sure we get you there, expedite the situation, and get everything taken care of and keep tabs on the back end. Because unfortunately, we're in the world of automation, and it can be a giant pain to get a hold of who you need to get a hold of. And sometimes there's, I won't say an intentional runaround, but sometimes you can just kind of get lost in all of
Absolutely.
the chaos of what that automation is. So it's nice to have somebody who's at the end of the day keeping tabs for you and who's in your corner.
And you can speak to this, Corey. So think about how many people, and this is a problem for me. Like, think about how many people like that you talk to. Like, I know that for sure. I can speak from experience. How many people I talk to about their insurance who have no idea what they're even covered for.
I was going to say,
And
I'm going to take you one further. You ask who their agent is, and they say, I don't know.
I don't
Well,
know,
that's what I just
or
encountered.
they just tell
exactly.
you, I know that I pay this much, and it's
Yeah.
like it's not a commodity. You know what I
No.
mean? Yes, we are agents. Yes, we do work on commission. Yes, it's a sales job, but also like unlike any other sales job, I can't call and negotiate these rates with you. All I can do is put the best package in front of you that I can.
Exactly.
And I mean, if you want to save a nickel, save a dime, like go to Root Insurance, go to Geico. But I never want to wake up to a phone call, or I never want to show up to the office with a letter saying that one of my clients is underinsured in an accident because I didn't give them the right limits. You know what I mean? Like that's insurance is still important, and I think like our generation is really commoditizing it, and it's frustrating. And like when I tell you, when I drag my head like that, that's why.
That is definitely a huge
because
aspect
people
of
will
it.
tarnish your reputation over a couple cents or a couple dollars.
You're
You know what I
stuck in
mean?
between a rock and a hard place too, as like a helpful, caring person in a sales position.
Yeah.
The first time you meet somebody, you might seem a little slippery, a
Yeah.
little slimy. This
Yeah.
guy just wants to sell me something.
Yeah.
But you
And people just don't like
always-
people who are too nice or too
Yeah,
they're just like,
unfortunately,
why is
it's
this
not,
dude,
it's
why is
not
this
as
dude
common
not
anymore,
selling me
right?
anything?
So it seems like,
It's more I more just want to push them in a direction where if they're trying to save money, I'll just tell them point blank, this is where you're going to save money. Like this is what I can do for you. I can promise to always be competitive.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's going to be times where I might say like the service you're going to get is probably worth it. You know what I mean? Probably
Absolutely.
worth a couple dollars.
Well, that's what I always say is that I'm like the worst salesman in a salesperson's job.
Dude,
because
same.
honestly,
Too honest.
my
To a fault.
yeah, and I've actually been thanked a few times for my candor in my career, and that's because I know that I'm not trying to give you, like Colin just said, the most cut rate. I'm not trying to give you the most competitive price most of the times. Unless you ask me for that directly, then I'll write just what you need. But most of the time, I'm going to write your coverage. Actually, not most of the time, all the time, the first quote you're going to get from me is what I would write for myself every time. And then I'll give you something, if you ask me and, maybe the price comes in high or you just don't care to have something as with an efficient coverage, But, I tell people right off the bat that I'm not going to write you the most competitive stuff. I'll write you the most efficient stuff, So I would definitely say that that's a big part of our job, and sometimes it's almost even the contrary of appreciated. It can maybe come off as a bit like in your face, but that's not what it's intended as. I think a lot of people expect a salesy pitch, and maybe to the opposite of Colin's problem. Colin really wants what's best for people, and it almost seems like he's too salesy. And on my end, I want what's best for you, but I'm almost like a tough love type of guy. Like,
sink or swim.
well, if you
Take it or
don't,
leave it,
if you
dickhead.
don't want
Yeah.
it, like he just said in the beginning, I think a very huge misconception is that we can somehow dictate the prices accordingly, and like maybe take a cut or add a cut on our commission or something like that. We're representatives for other companies, and we're fortunate enough to be able to write through them and give people the coverage that they either need or
See
want
fit.
or both. But on the back end, there's nothing crazy happening behind the scenes, which is why Colin and I in particular are two people that just call it like we see it.
Yeah.
That's all.
I can't go
a
in
very
and get
long
you
way
a
around
discount,
saying that,
and I'm not just giving you the highest rate because I want a higher commission. At the end of the day, if you understood how little of a split we get, you would understand like that might not even rack up to $1. Like it's
right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean,
another.
you do well enough that you don't have to get somebody to spend more money just to get a small piece.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's also another.
had that
Listen, I really
conversation
need
myself.
$5, so
Yeah.
you're gonna need to add this.
That's another
Just
thing I'll
saying.
sometimes take the time to do that I think may be undervalued. A lot of times, especially in the clickbait world we are in now, I'll give a detailed, almost synopsis of the coverages and of why this is better than this and so forth. And I've come to find out I'll do it 10 times out of 10, but 9 times out of 10 the other recipient might not read what I have to say. They'll just see the number at the top and know whether it's competitive or not.
Sure.
So but like I always explain to people, I'm going to give you that full run through, and at the very end of the day, if I'm not the most competitive or the person you want to go with, I know I did my job, and at least you're a little more knowledgeable going
And
forward.
Corey will run a quote
then-
the moment you call him. We call them emergency quotes, and that's why
This is
he's
true.
late to
This
everything.
is true. I run these
I had to run
emergency
an
quotes
emergency
quite
quote.
often.
Take it or
to
leave
you
it,
right
though.
now.
Also, yeah, you come to your first
You really will.
your first comped progress session. I'll get you a quote by the end of the week as well.
Yeah,
Maybe
there
even
you
by
go.
the end of the
Yeah.
workout.
There
You
you
know what I'm
go.
saying? So yeah.
Or I might just come out of the woodworks and just like, talk a little motivation in your ear or something,
Yeah.
Then I'll run you a
Yeah,
quote.
Colin might snag it. I want everybody to understand that as well. We are two independent agents who work for great organizations. But at the end of the day, there's no love lost between us.
Sure.
We're both out here, and there's enough to spread the wealth.
If anything,
around,
it pushes
so.
me a lot.
And that's definitely true as well.
does.
Again, we're both very competitive people, and it's probably best that we're not, working with each other per se, more against each other to keep each other's fire going. So
Sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Mick, we got
It's
a
all
couple
fun
minutes.
at the end of
Share
the
a
day.
win here, real quick.
We got a few minutes left. A win. I did just close last Friday. So a few days ago, I closed an 8-week house. Was supposed to be a 3-week cash deal. Was anything but. I'm most proud of myself just for keeping that thing together.
Yeah.
Because when you tell somebody it's going to be 3 weeks for them to move in and it's 8, man, you can
Yeah.
get yourself in some hot water,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Luckily, the guy trusted me a lot. He knew that my hands were tied, but also because I went above and beyond. So a lot of people probably saw on Facebook me building that fence. We had a closing on Friday. On Wednesday, our fence didn't pass inspection even after repair.
Damn.
Yeah, so no contractors are coming out until next week, man. So it's kind of the difference between my client moving in or my client not moving in.
So that was it. So you not
So,
it, but
man,
So you rolled your sleeves up?
I rolled the sleeves up,
Damn.
went out there. The slats in between the fence were too wide. They were 2 inches wide. They only give you a half inch in unincorporated St. Louis County. I went in there, got some.
Some crazy.
Yeah, well, hey, I wasn't gonna
shout out
bother
South County
with the
Yeah.
why
St.
or
Louis
how.
County.
I was just
Goodness.
focused on getting it done. So I went out there. I bought a bunch of 2x1x8s, cut them in half with a hacksaw, drilled them right into the fence. Installed some springs on the fences so they could close themselves because they had a pool in the back. Your gates are supposed to be able to close themselves. Installed
Mhm.
those, and then there was greater than 2-inch gaps between the ground and the new fence. And so I went ahead and bought a few hundred pounds of topsoil, brought that in, backfilled all that, and we passed inspection on Friday. But the funky thing was too, I had to go back out and board up a door that didn't pass. So I was there twice. We're gonna start a handyman company.
Yeah, no shit. That's
I
what
was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
about to say, I think you got a side business going there, man.
But like for any of you who like have ever built any of, or done any of that, like that's not that's not easy. You know
Oh,
what I
it
mean?
was-
That's not
it-
buying somebody a lamp. Like that's actual work. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It
Yeah,
wasn't
right,
difficult.
right,
It's just it's not my job, but that was not the day to say this isn't my job.
Yeah, no.
absolutely, you
And sometimes it is your job. Sometimes like if it depends on again, how bad do you want it? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like
yeah. Right.
how bad do you want to be a success in your industry? How bad do you want to be a Titan? And you got to do that stuff.
I did get 2 5-star Zillow reviews today.
There you go.
Working on my Zillow
and I'll
page.
say,
There you
know,
go.
not to get too deep here, but philosophically, what you give out is what's
Is
coming
what-
back
yeah,
in. So,
yeah.
I'm sure that'll resonate down the line. No
Yep.
worries there. And if it helps a customer in the meantime, there you go, double win at
There
the
you
end of
go.
the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure you got to skip a workout for the day. Speaking of, you got some full body
His
weight.
ass
Yeah.
was still doing
Oh
push-ups.
good to go.
man, yeah, I'm trying to do 100 push-ups a day. That's my goal.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Maybe
I
we
did
should
them
start a
that day.
challenge on here.
We should.
Yeah,
We
I'll
should.
come up with that for the next
How
time.
many push-ups do you think you could do in a row?
Ooh, more than Corey. Let's put
Warmed
it
up,
that way.
not cold. Not
More
if you
than
did them right
Corey.
now.
I'll
Warmed up.
undersell it, so I'll say an even 100.
100.
Yeah.
I did
To go-
65 the
Prove
other day.
it.
I go
Prove
low. I
it.
go low on 100.
On 100 in
Next
a row.
time we're in here, I'll hit it.
100's a
Yeah,
lot,
I'll
buddy.
bust it out. Yeah.
I'm gonna go low and say 1,000.
See, I mean, I speak to my confidence. You got this guy over here.
Well,
of course, getting a little cocky on
We're
it.
gonna wind this down. I don't know when this
Yeah,
is
man.
gonna happen again. Do you guys want to go next week, 2 weeks, 1 month? What do you think?
I would say, just all things considered, we know, knock on wood, everything's going to be getting back into the swing of things. But, I'd be cool with putting this right out there and then definitely getting 1 in 2 weeks and going from there.
Sure.
Yeah, for surely.
Little bi-weekly.
So
Yeah,
next
to
episode,
start out.
we're bringing in Josh Wagman.
Okay,
Books
yeah,
for STO
perfect.
Kids. He sits on the board. His mom does too. I can't remember her title. And then his brother is a school teacher, so I'm certain.
cool.
All in the
that
I didn't know
family.
that.
Yeah, I'm certain that he's involved as well. So Josh is going to come in and talk about some of his goals. Josh contacted us in February
Yeah.
been a
about,
while
right
now.
before
about
all the
doing
shit
an event.
popped off, I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. We did have a bar, but I don't want to mention it right now because I don't want them to feel obligated. Maybe we'll reach back out to them.
We should.
and see how it would have been a cool event and still will be a cool
It
event.
is going to be a cool
It's
event.
just going to be a little bit later
Yeah.
in the year. And then shout out to Bridget and Kari from Gateway Hemophilia Association.
Hemophilia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
spoke
gotta
with
say that a
them
couple times.
Sunday, kind of chatted about what we were doing. They seemed into it. They're both former bartenders from Jackson's, which closed down a while back. Fun people. So,
Perfect.
yeah,
Cool.
they would
Right in the
work-
wheelhouse.
Yeah, right in the wheelhouse, exactly. So, Colin McNeil, if anybody needs to get a hold of you for commercial insurance, how do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Cell phone or email, baby.
Well-
Email's my first dot last name at crawfordbutts.com, and Butts is BUTZ. So Colin.McNeil at crawfordbutts.com, or my cell phone number, 314-805-3083.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And
Everybody
Corey,
call
if
that
you need
number private.
Home and auto and or personal training.
Home auto and or
If I
personal
get a
training,
private
and we
phone
might
call,
as
I'm
well
gonna be, I know it's you. I know it's you.
once a week. And we might as well triple down if you want a T-shirt as well. We'll be getting cracking back
Oh,
into
yeah.
that shortly as well.
NFGTs.
What about
Just
a hat?
use this downtime. Yeah, there's the hat as well. If we still got the cameras
Damn
rolling,
right.
we're getting some more hats as well. Yeah, and then
Best way
yeah,
to get a hold of you.
So we're gonna do PRGS_fitness, just fitness spelled out 24, and that's on Instagram to get a hold of me there. I've been doing a lot of work that way, and then we got NFGTs as well, NFG_TZ on Facebook and Instagram, and then finally, once I'm servicing all your other needs and you need that home auto quote, I can get you that at
Call
Corey
Colin.
Donovan,
Yeah.
COREYDONOVAN at AT, that's AT as in Ann and Tom, INSUR.com.
And I'm Mick
So, yeah.
Classic, KLASEK. Find me on Facebook, Mick Classic Realtor. Or honestly, my favorite right now might be Zillow. You just go on the agent finder, type in my last name, KLASEK. I'm the only one in the state. And then you can contact me directly from the page or just flat out add me as your agent, which is like a friend request on Zillow.
I know because he's chomping at the bit over here too, because he's the LinkedIn aficionado. So
Oh, yeah, man.
feel
LinkedIn,
free to
I'm
give
always
that
on
a
it.
shout out as well. I might
Yeah.
not get back to you in a timely manner. That's one of my worser modes of communication,
point.
but because he's got this unlocked there. So if you want to get to him before me, LinkedIn's probably your best shot.
Sure. All right, boys. Good pilot. We'll
Peace.
be
Yeah.
back in 2 weeks, yeah?
Good stuff.
That was funny. That was cool.
Intro, outro is where it's at. Yeah, I'm so happy. Oh man, I'm so happy we went with Hit 'em High.
I hope we put the fun as fuck part in if we were still rolling.
Yeah, let it all ride, bro. That one was clean, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned.
So there's Spreaker, Google Play. It'll be on the, I think even the Apple Tile podcast. We should get shaken so these girls can come in.
Yeah, that's straight. Yo, as long as we got a link, I can just straight
Yeah, I
up
think
throw it in all the
Spotify too,
socials.
right, Sweezy? So we'll be on Spotify
That's perfect, bro.
tomorrow.
Do we got this logo out there as well?